It's going to be 28 degrees when Miranda Devine gets to be able to get outside in New York City today. May she enjoy every moment of it before it gets bloody cold again. She joins us now. Of course, you can read her stuff at the New York Post and so many times here on Sky News. Lovely to see you, mate. How you been?
You too, Paul. Great to see you. I've been great. Looking forward to the weather getting cooler. It's been a pretty muggy summer.
Yeah, it is a bit like that, isn't it? Now, what about this? An opinion poll that suggests a few people don't think they did the right thing in November last year, making Joe Biden president of the United States.
Isn't it amazing? Yes, buyer's remorse. We have 20% of people polled in this latest Zogby poll is saying that they regret having voted for Joe Biden, and the regrettees are highest among Black and Hispanics. So it's Afghanistan. The botched withdrawal has really made people think twice about Joe Biden and think that he's not the sort of empathetic, competent politician of vast foreign policy expertise that he made himself out to be.
Well, also, this bloke has just got a very thin glass jaw because, as you've seen, they basically tried to flip it and say, well, OK, how do we make this seem it's the greatest retreat of all time? You know, it's sort of, in some ways, the Gallipoli story, right, about how amazing was this? But it was well and truly not the Gallipoli scenario, right? People won't buy it. Independent voters have really started to turn off. And I even notice, hardcore Democratic operatives like James Carville are starting to say, unless this gets better, we're going to get in real trouble in, about a year's time when, if they lose the House or the Senate, then basically Biden's total control, he just goes into caretaker mode for 2 years.
That's right. I mean, he'll be completely restrained, and I think that's the way the American people are going to deal with this, because the other alternative is to get rid of him somehow, make him resign, impeach him, etc. And that means that Kamala Harris comes into the seat, and she's even more unpopular than Joe Biden is, even though she's in hiding at the moment. I mean, we have not seen hide nor hair of her for days. She's gone off to California to have a non-speaking role with Gavin Newsom, who's the governor there, who's facing a recall. But before that, really, she's not been by Biden's side as she used to be. She wants nothing to do with the Afghanistan problem because she wants to keep her reputation relatively intact in case she does have to take the top job, but it hasn't helped her polls either. So both of them are on the skids, and she's never been popular, whereas Joe Biden's managed to fool a lot of people for a long time. He's been never, though, in the hot seat, and I think the fact that he's been able to hide behind a very popular president in Barack Obama and also in the sort of collegiate atmosphere of the Senate, and just had this cheerleading media. Sections of the media, I don't know whether there's a lot of Irish journalists and Joe Biden wears his Irishness on his sleeve. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's his ice cream eating prowess. But for some reason, he has certain people in the media who are still there carrying water for him. It's crazy.
Yeah, but also, and as you wrote in the article today, which is that, again, this guy, he's frankly this shapeshifter, right? I sort of think of him in this used car salesman way, where he's, whatever room he walks into, I'm a miner like the rest of you, or I'm a soldier like the rest, whatever it happens to be, right? And then there's this scenario where he's walked in and he's tried to invoke a story about a synagogue and a mass shooting, but it's probably not true, mate.
Well, it's not true. I mean, our reporter, Stephen Nelson from the New York Post, rang the synagogue on the very day that Joe Biden made this ridiculous boast that he'd been there after the massacre, because, of course, he's Mr. Empathy, always on the spot. And the leader of the synagogue told Stephen Nelson, no, he has not been here. In the 3 years since the massacre, we have not seen Joe Biden. This person was emphatic. And so he lied, and then the White House has as much as admitted that he lied. So, and it's part of a pattern of his life. It's not a one-off. Joe Biden is all about telling tall tales that make him the centre of attention, make him the hero and the swashbuckler. And you remember the story about Corn Pop, and he ran about a bunch of bad boys, and he really is a fabulist. It's quite crazy, and you remember he plagiarised Neil Kinnock's speech, and that meant that he had to drop out of the 1988 presidential race. He plagiarised when he was at college and almost got thrown out. He's been a tall tale teller, let's say it, and a plagiarist all his life.
If he keeps that up, he'll get the 11 p.m. slot instead of Brian Williams on MSNBC. Nice to talk to you, Miranda. All the best, mate.